Good afternoon, and thank you all for joining. We're going to be having a chat with Jakob Cencic from the Director of Strategic Investments, Africa and Middle East from the Austria Business Agency. My name is Isaac Newton Aqua, the CEO and partner of the Innovation Spark. And we're also joined at the beginning with one of our key partners, Papa Adkhurst, who is the founder of Tech Connect. So let me welcome the gentleman onto the stage.
Thank you very much, Isaac.
Hello, Jakob.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Very nice to meet you.
So I'm sure there are a number of Tech Connectors here. Hello to everybody. A big shout out to the Tech Connect community. And we're definitely looking forward to this and a number of other activities that are going on in the space. We're looking forward to what Jakob has to share with us as we continue to deepen relationships within the tech space, the tech community, and as we grow together, collaborating more effectively. So definitely excited about this. And definitely, if you're here from Tech Connect or any of our affiliate spaces, please go ahead and drop something on the chat space so we know you're here. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Just before we begin, Papa, can you tell us about Tech Connect and also what's happening in the tech space? I've seen announcements going out for TechNet being partners for some of the leading tech events happening in Ghana. What is Tech Connect and what are we all about?
Tech Connect is about, and really this is Isaac's forte, but let me take a stab at it. Tech Connect is a community that was founded to bring decision makers across public sector, private sector, civil society, and academia so that we can cut down on the siloism and have more of a collaborative effect towards pushing tech in Ghana and across Africa. We're also very key on contextualization, so ensuring that solutions are created for the market by the market. And we also want to make sure that we harmonize things like policy and everything else and ensure that there's inclusion when it comes to the benefit of tech. And one of the craziest things that is happening on our private platform right now is a big hoorah around the new 15 bills that are being passed through Parliament. And so everybody's giving their take on it and we're excited, and we're trying to put together a small working group to make sure that we give the feedback that needs to be given so that the bills are as balanced as possible. So that's something exciting that's happening in the space. We're network partners for Ghana Digital Innovation Week, which is coming up soon, the Digital Rights Access, which is coming up in December. We also have a relationship with Ghana Startup Week. We will also have a relationship with Mobex that just ended, and a number of others like Tycon and so forth and so on. So the idea is for Tech Connect to ensure that we bridge, cut the red tape, and harmonize, connecting all those working in the space so that instead of having divided efforts in the same thing that we're pushing, we're more together as we push it. So we can leap bound and leapfrog into giving Africa much more value for the effort that has been done over time.
Thank you, Papa. And just for clarity, these bills talking about going into Parliament, these are all bills under the Ministry of Communication, Digitalization, and Innovation. Absolutely. So Tech Connect is there to be a voice from the private sector to give feedback to the government about all the, I think, 13 different bills that are up for going to Parliament, including the Startup and Innovation bill, I believe as well, is there. Yeah. So TechNet is really your premium partner for tech in Ghana, and I know their reach extends out of Ghana as well. Absolutely. So thank you for all your support in putting this together and also all the things you do for Ghana in the tech space. But now the man of the hour, Jakob Cencic, thank you so much for honoring this invitation. I know we met in Vienna like a couple of months ago, where we had a great conversation, and we're looking at, okay, how can we let Africans know about the advantage that they can have with Austria through the Austrian Business Agency. So please, just before we get into it, tell us about yourself and the Austrian Business Agency before we dive into the presentation.
Also, Isaac, thank you very much for and the Innovation Spark for organizing this event. Much appreciated. I'm really proud and honored to have this webinar together with you. Also, that Papa joined from Tech Connect, and a brief overview about myself. My name is Jakob Cencic. I'm director Africa and Middle East at ABA. As you can see in the background, ABA is the Innovation Investment Promotion Agency of the Republic of Austria, and we assist foreign companies, startups, entrepreneurs if they plan to expand to Europe in general and to Austria. All services are free of charge and confidential, and I helped already some African startups who are really expand their business here to Austria and especially to Vienna, and are successfully. This is just a brief introduction about myself, and later on I will give you a little bit more information about deep tech and a little bit about biotech and Austria in general, if you're not really aware where Austria lies, what Austria is, and hopefully you get a better understanding about Austria in the heart of Europe.
No, thank you. It's great. For those who don't know, I'm an Ghanaian Austrian, born and raised in the heart of Vienna, but now living in Accra. So it's great to connect my two homes to each other. As I mentioned, my name is Isaac Aqua from the Innovation Spark. We're ecosystem enablers, helping things flow, from working on acceleration programs for startups, working with various development partners, scouting or capacity building, mostly in the tech space, from the emerging techs of the ABC, AI, blockchain, compute, to agri-tech, to fintechs and the likes. And today we're looking at and having Jakob on to share what the advantage that Austria can bring African startups that are looking to raise, that are looking to enter Europe. Once you're in Austria, from Portugal to Poland, you have access to the European market for sales and expansion, but also for funding, for networks, for research and everything. So I think without further ado, we'll dive in. Jakob, I'll give you the floor.
Okay.
Please, if you have any questions or comments, let's leave them in the chat. We'll have some time at the end for Q&A. This is being recorded, so you can come back to this. But I know we have a very comprehensive and insightful discussion coming up. So let me put your slides up onto the stage. And then, Jakob, you can take it away.
Okay, thank you, Isaac, for the introduction and also for the feedback. Today I will give you a brief overview about the business location and startup location Austria. I will start with some key facts. What do you know about Austria? For example, here in Vienna we have a famous cake called Sachertorte. They are made in Hotel Sacher. If you have been in Austria, you know this. But I'm pretty sure you know one thing, even in Ghana and Accra, which everybody drank already. It's Red Bull. Red Bull is from Austria. It's our hugest branch, our largest enterprise, I guess, in Austria. It's headquartered in a small village with 1,470 inhabitants. So it's pretty small, but it's a world leader in energy drinks, also in football clubs like Red Bull Salzburg and others, so everybody knows this company. But it's also originally next to my hometown from Fuschl am See. So this is also a major company from Austria. To give you also a clue about Austria, as you can see, Austria is located in the heart of Europe. In the north is Germany, in the south is Italy, Slovenia, Hungary, and Switzerland is also crossed. There's an area of 83,803 square kilometers. Currently, we have 9.2 million Austrians are living, but there are much more, about 15 or 11 million expatriates as well. Austria is already as well a very export-oriented country with 50.9% is export. The labor productivity is 7.4 above average. And very important, the research and development quota is 3.35. So it's the third largest within the European Union from the 27 member states. We have one of the highest, which is done on research and development. Now I'm going a little bit deep dive, as we have the focus about deep tech and biotech as well. And will you explain you about the ICT at a glance? So, for example, did you know that Vienna is one of the 5 ICT metropolis in Europe? It's only topped via London and Munich, and it's also have a status of the digital city and innovation and tech capital. So Vienna is as well not only famous for tourism, but also for ICT, and many international ICT companies are based in Vienna, for example. As well, here we have Austria in the ICT sector as well. We have about 820 research companies. There are over 290,000 employees. Just the revenue in the ICT sector in general is 1.45 billion euros in R&D, and the revenue is about 60 billion euros. And also the research quota just in the ICT sector is 20%, and this is a contribution to the GDPR of 13.8%. So Austria is not only a tourism country, it's also a very digitalist country. Then about the ecosystem, I will also give you a glimpse. Here we have companies. For example, in the beginning of the slides, we have A1, it's our telecom provider. Then this pink T is the German telecom. It's also in Austria, Magenta, but we have also huge players like Microsoft. IBM is also based here. Then Atos is a French company in the ICT sector. Then in the ICT consulting from Ireland is Cencic, but also players like Axians. They're doing as well in cybersecurity from the United States are based there. And the German company is also incorporated, which are used for CRM system, SAP, for example. One Austrian company here mentioned is Bacher System or Porsche Informatik. They don't do not only cars. Porsche Informatik is based in Salzburg. They do as well in the field of ICT or sheet data. If you have access systems to car parkings or entry systems, it's a world-leading company, but it's a hidden champion. This is sheet data, for example. Also for skiing ticketing, for example. Also mention about startups. Here we have some startups. One of the most famous startups in Austria are Bitmoving. They got acquired by a German company, and one of our unicorns is Go Student, and they did during the Corona pandemic for all example this online tutoring if kids need a teacher and not are so good. And also Black Shark AI in the field of AI and much more others, just to mention. Then talent. Talent, what Austria has a talent and you want to find. Here you have the numbers of students in Austria in the field of ICT. There are about 25,978 students every year and over 16,000 graduate every year. And here you have the different provinces, Vienna and surrounding, because Austria is like Germany, not structured in federal states which have different universities in the field of ICT sector. What could be also interesting, especially if you're watching from Africa, are funding opportunities in Austria. Austria has a huge funding opportunities on the European level, on the national and on the regional level. So you got European funding if you incorporate the national funding and then also regional funding. It's like a pyramid. There we have, for example, special programs for digitalization. On the federal level, we have KMU Digital or AWS Digital if you incorporate it. And from the Vienna Business Agency, there is digital also from the provinces of Salzburg, Salzburg Digital, or also from Tyrol, and much more others. When we look at success stories in Austria, here, as I mentioned already, this is Go Student, one of our unicorns who do online tutoring, and they are very successful and got a huge investment in the recent years. And it's also one of our largest unicorns in Austria. Or TD Tech Auto, they do in the field of autonomous driving and software application. They have a close cooperation with Audi and Samsung in the past. And recently they got acquired by NXP. NXP Semiconductors, they are producing chips. And this was also 160 million euros they acquired TD Tech. So it's now a subsidiary of NXP, which is a Dutch company from the Netherlands, but has also a chip production facility in Styria, for example. One subsector in the field of ICT, if you do a little bit more deep dive, is AI, and it's also very, very important and increasing, especially in Vienna, but also in Graz or Linz, for example. I suppose some of you know this. It's Canva now, but Before it was Kaleido AI in Vienna, and did visual AI effects, and was sold to Canva 2021, and recently renamed in Canva Austria. And yeah, it was a 160 million investment as well. Then we have,
Jakob,
yeah,
just the company that were they the ones behind Remove BG? The visual AI?
Visual AI, this was Kaleido AI, now it's Canva Austria. But they got acquired 2021 as it was Kaleido AI from Vienna, but Canva invested, and Canva is a company from Australia originally, but they do all the visual AI effects. Yeah, so if you see generative AI, many things, especially in the marketing sector, are done via the Canva and Canva, it depends how you pronounce it. And now the Canva Austria is doing also a lot. This is also
impressive.
Yeah,
thank you.
Just to mention. So Canva Austria is based here to do a lot of visual AI effects. And regarding the next one, perhaps you know or you don't know, originally founded in Linz in Upper Austria. It was Dynatrace. Dynatrace is one of most innovative companies in the artificial intelligence, so in predictive AI, generative AI, and got acquired from a US company. And now they are very international. I even have been at the GITEX Global in Dubai in the Emirates 2 weeks ago, and even there was Dynatrace with the United States representatives. So it's just a little bit Austrian, but it was Austrian. The CEO is still one of the Austrian, but the investment from the VCs are from the United States. And they do in Estonia as well have an entity, and they do as well in the field of cybersecurity. And it's one of our best, I say, examples where an Austrian startup got acquired by a West investment. And there are many, or from Australia like Canvas, because they are really successfully Dynatrace. Regarding the AI sector, just a glimpse. There are about 350 companies and startups altogether. 50 plus research institutions. The ecosystem players are over 50. Also 70% of all AI startups which integrated or expanded to Austria got funding via the Austrian government or EU level or regional level. 10% of all AI startups have a really 10% growth rate. There are more than 50 plus international players. And also Austria is very well renowned regarding female founders. We have the largest quota of female founders within the European Union. Then comes Sweden, and then the rest of the European Union. So one of the founders or co-founder in Austria, there are many. And even there are programs for female founders, etc. Going to the next slide, here you have the geographic contributions. So the most are based in Vienna. This is the small point on the right side. In the middle, this is Vienna, the capital as well, 50% of all startups. And then in other provinces, and like in Styria or Upper Austria. And what Austria recently got as well, this is the AI factory. It's a major 80 million national initiative. It's a one-stop shop as well for startups if they want to increase or implement new forms. So also for startups and SMEs. It's co-founded by the European Union. So other European Union countries got this as well. But and this is led by the AIT. This is the Austrian Institute of Technology. And it's also therefore, if you're a startup, incorporate here in Austria and trying to doing some R&D also to help this to create new products. There is also a huge supercomputer, and they are very eager to cooperate with startups and companies in the field of AI. Here we have also the ecosystem companies like Medicos AI. Medicos AI, one of the co-founder comes from the Emirates. It's an AI application, for example, or Neom. Neom is an Austrian company as well, or Austrian startup. in the field of energy prediction with AI, and also Atlas in the field of geoinformatics system. These are just some examples of the ecosystem. Also, funding and specialization for digitalization here in the field of AI is from the Vienna Business Agency, as you can see, up to 200K grants if you incorporate in Austria and Vienna. Then AWS, this is the Austria Wirtschaftsservice and not Amazon Web Service, regarding seed or deep tech grants and pre-seed, and everything related to research and development. This would be as well our sister company, FFG, the investment promotion agency, the research promotion agency of Austria. And also they have the basis program and also AI for Green, for example. These are just to mention some programs which you could apply as soon as you expanded to Austria. Then talk about the next field of deep tech. This would be cybersecurity. It's also one big field, as also for example, Papa mentioned. This is cybersecurity. I guess it's worldwide an increasing field, cybersecurity, combined sometimes with AI. For example, cybersecurity specialized, these are the major companies. This is Axians, I mentioned in the beginning, is a US company in cybersecurity, which as well Austrian companies are Kangon. This is a cybersecurity company from Austria, Cybertrip as well. Some startups as well. Icarus, it's our most renowned cybersecurity company. It's Icarus cybersecurity company. Then as well, the huge player from France, which is as well not only in cybersecurity, it's also in defense techs, is Thales, but Thales is doing more cybersecurity in Austria. And a Swiss company is SGS, which incorporated in Austria as well. They have, together with the Technical University of Graz, built the Lamar Institute for Cybersecurity. These are not just a few companies and startups to mention in this field. Here we have special programs for cybersecurity. For example, the University of Vienna, bachelor and master programs, the Technical University of Vienna as well. The FH Technikum Wien, this is the University of Applied Sciences, and the Technical University of Graz. And the last one, as you can see, JKU, it's the Johannes Kepler University. They have as well bachelor and master programs in the Institute of Network and Security. And I have to mention, if you go forward or behind, more or less, regarding AI, the JKU is the university with the best AI graduates within Austria. So many even African students are studying there when they have the student visa to get their diploma as a bachelor or master in the field of AI. But the JKU is as well one of the best universities as well in the field of cybersecurity, just to mention. But not only cybersecurity, is Vienna as well a hub, and Graz. Regarding research and training, as you can see, the most one are based in Vienna and surrounding, where are the most points. This would be the Austrian Institute of Technology, also SBR Research or VISIP. This is the Vienna Cybersecurity Cluster. Then education, that would be the University of Vienna, the TU Graz, and the JKU. And networks would be Cybersecurity Austria, Silicon Alps, or WASP, for example. What also I have to mention is Austria is not the largest country. It's easy to connect and get access to the ecosystem in all these fields. But also, as it's based in the European Union, always keep in mind, if you plan to expand and explore Austria, you target not only one country, you target 27 countries, all members of the European Union. Another important field, and more important in recent years, is quantum technology. In every, I guess, worldwide, but in Austria especially. For example, Austria's number of patents in the field of quantum is rank 2 within the European Union. And okay, so it's rank 2 with, okay, makes the jump. So it's rank 2 within the European Union and rank 3 regarding patents and also regarding research and development. So also to mention here a lot of research facilities and leading universities. Here hubs, especially in quantum computing, are Vienna with the IT, the EQI, the Uni Wien, but also Tyrol with the University of Tyrol. As for example, one hub is Tyrol as well. As for 2 years ago, one Austrian university professor, Mr. Zeilinger, got the Nobel Prize for quantum computing. So Austria is very far ahead within the European Union or worldwide regarding quantum computing. And others are in Lower Austria, the ISTA, as well the SRC Hagenberg, the Saal in Graz, or as well the Technical University in Graz. Here also you can see quantum technology clusters in Austria. This will be Photonics Austria. They have also, it's a platform on the federal ministry level. Then Quantum Science Austria, it's a cluster with 6 clusters of excellence. Silicon Austria Labs. These are based between Carinthia, Upper Austria, and Styria in these 3 provinces, and there are over 130 companies also in the field of network and electronic-based system. Vienna Center for Quantum Science, it's also a research hub with 31 research group and the quantum societies. And I mentioned quantum computing, it's more and more common. There are more and more events, and it's more important now in Austria. Here we have also one field which might be interested for all blockchain, fintech, and cryptocurrency companies. This is the Austrian blockchain landscape. I guess this year, end of this year, will come the new landscape of 2025, for example. If you can see different players here, there are a lot of players, international ones in the field of blockchain, cryptocurrency, and fintech. For example, one of our unicorns, Bitpanda, it's already acquired by some US investments. They are they're also sponsor now the European Champions League and our ski Champions League somehow, and I guess Chelsea, a British football club already. And they are very important, and others too. And in the next weeks, there is, for example, the Blue Chip conference, which you can see on the slide. They're organized as well. It's an American cryptocurrency company who set up business. This could be also interesting. When we go on the next slide, for example, here we have blockchain and companies in Austria. As mentioned, Bitpanda, it's our largest unicorn of the 7. And also international players which are based in Dubai, for example, headquarters like Bybit set up the European headquarters in Austria regarding regulations. And regarding this European Union regulations, the MICR regulation, Austria is the only country which issued this for dealing with cryptocurrency. Also another company which is geographically in Africa, it's called KuCoin here on this slide. At the Seychelles, they incorporated as well in Austria and now doing this European Union platform for cryptocurrency. Austrian players are, for example, Chainbrain or 20 Bitcoin as well. Also, the Raiffeisen International, it's one of our largest banks, have also the Raiffeisen Elevation Lab also to create synergies between startups. This is also very important. So it's a growing field, and this is one major advantage. If you set up here the presence, you can target easily and have all regulations for the whole European Union. And this field is growing with new players. On the next slide I have as well for you to information, as many of you are startups. This is the new company form for startups, which created in Austria on the 1st January 2024. What's the difference between a limited company and a flexco? The main difference is you can bring in easier a strategic investor. If you incorporate as a flexco, it's a flexible company, the name. It's also easy to give some employees some share, and it can be founded individual or by several people. The entry can made in there you don't need a notary, for example, and it's more flexible. also to give shares and to bring in a strategic investor. Also, what Austria offers for international startups and also for Africa, we have a moderate tax rate compared to other countries. Like in France, you have 33% corporate tax, in Germany 29%. It's moderate, also no group taxation. Then a lot of incentives in the field of research and development, but also if you incorporate loans and grants via AWS. Then additional funding on the European and the regional level. We have no trade tax, no worth tax, no inherited tax, and there are a lot of double taxation treaties as well. And the cost of running business within the European Union are quite competitive. If only Bucharest in Romania and Budapest in Hungary, the office rents per square meters are cheaper, but compared to Dublin, to Rome, to Brussels, and as well to Madrid or Amsterdam, they are quite moderate. So this is an excellent cost ratio. So these are not the highest, and it's on a lower field, for example. Also, what makes Austria really attractive for international startups to expand its innovation tech location. Also a hub to the EU market to expand to other countries. Then a lot of international headquarters and organizations are based here. Over 410 headquarters are based in Austria, regional or as well international one, and organizations. For example, Vienna has the only United Nations headquarters in the European Union. The OPEC, the petrol provider organization, is based here as well. The OSCE, the Organization of Development and Cooperation. Then Austria has one of the highest quality of lives. You have security on a legal level, but also on a political and a personal level. So it's a very safe and a secure city. You can easily find additional talents. Austria has as well a modern flexible labor law, and also the R&D which you can have, and also the support from ABA or other things. And investment in Austria, what you can get through the entire process. For example, we help with contacts, with networks, with evaluation and expansions, for example. And thank you very much for your attention. So if there are questions regarding other fields which are not mentioned in my presentation, let us know and we can answer as well.
Well, thank you. I've been getting a lot of text messages just saying how amazing it is. Let me also just put some things up on the screen. EdTech Days winning in Austria, love to see it. Impressive number of patents in quantum. I mean, I knew Austria was leading in lots of different things, but it's really impressive to see these numbers. I think this is an amazing one, but 70% of all AI startups that expand to Austria get funding. I know a lot of people are looking at funding. A lot of people are looking at expansion.
To dive deep and make general Isaac funding, as you know, as Ghana is in a different continent and not member of the European Union, you need an entity, then you get funding. But as soon as you incorporate to make a Flexco, then it becomes an Austrian entity. And with the Austrian entity, it's a European Union entity. And then you got funding via Horizon Europe directly. This is the new program on the European level. Then on the national level, as mentioned, this would be regarding loan and grants, AWS. You can apply with funding for loan and grants and guarantees. And research-based, this would be the FFG, the Research Promotion Agency. And they are always, normally it's this 14% research premium. This means if you spend a startup €100, you get 14% back by the Austrian government. And this is done annually, then via the tax advisor, they submit it. And the general program or basis program in German, you can apply as well regarding funding in a startup could be funded up to 70%. A normal company, 50%, this is one. And then there are regional agencies. One of them I mentioned is the Vienna Business Agency. And the Vienna Business Agency also have funding for digitalization, but also for life science, special funding programs, and also they have focus of agri-tech and food tech as well. So this is also important just to mention. What I could do afterwards, Isaac, I can send you as well. Currently open is the new Vienna starter package.
Okay.
For application, it's worldwide, and normally some Africans, at least 2 or 3, want this package, and then they come to Vienna because this is they cover all costs. If you are selected, then you can come to Vienna, Austria, explore Austria and Vienna as a business destination, and they bring you in touch with the whole ecosystem as well. And as mentioned, 2 of them which participated, I know, or 3 of them participated at this program, then incorporated here in Austria because they have already the networks, the contacts. But I would be eager to assist free of charge, and as well if there is interest to expanding plans.
No, that's amazing. I know a question many people are having is, okay, sounds great. If I can get to Austria and open my business, then it seems I have access to all these great funding things. But most of us here are Ghanaians, we're African citizens. How does it work for an African to open a business in Austria?
Yeah, the one thing is to open a business. We have another department here mentioned as well. We have Work in Austria. They help with the work and resident permits. The first point would be to open a business. Yeah, you can set up a GmbH, a company of limited liability. It's the normal one. But as mentioned, this Flexco, the only thing is you have to have some savings or investors. Therefore, we could help as well. If you're not participating at this Vienna program and are you already here? But the first point is to set up the business, and then you can apply for the work and resident permit. This is the point. And we, ABA, help with letter of assistance, we call it as well, to forward these letter for business trip, because it's not so easy to enter the European Union, but it's in no country so easy. This letter and forward, as Austria has in Accra embassy, that you forward this document, that you can come to Austria to set up all the meetings which are necessary and to incorporate. And next by, we also forward specialized lawyer which dealing in the company formation and as well with the work and resident permit. They make you a package, and then you can easily really get this access. And what I know, all these innovative African agri-tech, AI startups and life science startups, they got the work and resident permit. If you not plan to come in Austria, it's also one option to hire one person who act in your name, and as shareholder, you always can come, even from a startup, for business reason normally. But the worst thing is to set up here the business. Then also keep in mind, Austria, as you know, Isaac, it's a small country, but you target not only Austria, you target the DACH region. This is Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. It's the German-speaking market just alone, 100 million customers and clients. Then also southern Europe, like Italy, Slovenia, Croatia, Greece. Also Western Europe, like Belgium, Netherlands, Luxembourg, France, even Ireland, and also all other countries in Central Eastern Europe.
Yeah, so you have the access from Portugal all the way to Poland, Estonia,
to all country, even to the Baltics and to Finland and Sweden as well.
Yeah, so it's really great. So is it actually possible then for a Ghanaian to then 100% own the company in Austria?
Yeah, so this is not a big difference. Always it can be. For example, if you have not incorporated yet your startup in Ghana, for example, and you wanted to start from scratch, you can even as person register your Flexco or your GmbH, this company of limited liability. But it's possible that the parent company, which is based in Accra, in Ghana, or in other locations in Western Africa, is 100% shareholder of the Austrian subsidiary, so the daughter company. And then also it is possible to hire yourself as employee, as managing director. When you have less than 25% shares, then even the subsidiary could hire yourself as managing director. And when you got the work and resident permit, it's for a different period, but you can prolong, and your family members, even your wife, and its kids under 18, I have to tell you, can also accompany you. If they are 18, then I have to tell you, they have to apply for a student visa, which is also possible in Austria.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, speaking of the student visa, you mentioned all these different universities.
I mentioned.
How competitive are these universities in a European or global sense?
So we have one of the best universities, even recently, of the best universities worldwide. Vienna was ranked under the top 100. I guess it's one of the best in Europe in general. But also regarding AI, a lot of African students are here from different countries and study at the JKU regarding artificial intelligence there in Linz, or as well cybersecurity, because it's one of the best in the field of AI, or as well regarding quantum computing. These universities here, as mentioned, are mainly based in Vienna, and it's not. It's also so, as I mentioned, Mr. Zeilinger won the Nobel Prize because he did it in Innsbruck. So Innsbruck and Vienna, Tyrol and Vienna, these two cities and provinces are mainly focusing on quantum computing and building supercomputers and also do to do how should I say to foster this.
Yeah, and I have to say that the quantum computer side was really surprising to me, because I know we always look at the US and China as being the leaders of quantum computing, but seeing all the different patents that are coming out. So it means that real research is happening, a lot of things is happening. Can you just touch on like how much money is the government putting into research and development in Austria?
Yeah, as mentioned, we are currently rank 3. What the government efforts do in research and development from 27 member countries. So it's increasing. We are one within the European Union. We are one of the largest innovators in different fields regarding R&D, and Austria is putting a lot of effort in research and development the recent years. And this is also a reason, this research premium, the basis programs, because also this research and development creates higher value. And this is one reason why we want, or the Austrian government is fostering this to increase the numbers of research and development. And also here, international companies and startups are also very welcome because they contribute as well to the Austrian economy and to themselves to increase this research and development in different fields as well.
I mean, an obvious tie then is if you are based in Austria, you get access to different research, access to different professors, training institutions where you can have really then cutting edge insights going into your business.
Yeah, or as mentioned here in AI, we are creating this AI factory, but they are creating AI factories everywhere. For example, France, Italy, they are building new AI factories to increase the research of AI, to increase also what is not products which can be launched business-wise. So in Austria, there's a close cooperation as well between research facilities and economy. And it's not only to create only I would say patents, but also to make products of these patents, to commercialize this. And this is also one major goal in Austria. And what is in Austria also easy, as you know, Isaac, by yourself, it's easy to connect regarding, it's a small country. For the beginning, you can easily start, connect with the community, and then from Austria, you can scale up to the European Union and later on as well to the United States, as well to Asia, to Latin America, and to other countries. So,
yeah. I mean, I know it's a different department, but the Wirtschaftskammer, the Chamber of Commerce, they have good programs with Go USA to Boston, to New York, to San Francisco, to Go Asia. So they're really tying Austrian businesses across the world. I know the head of the creative sector recently had the expo in Japan. So they're really having ties with across the world from Austria, which is really great to see.
Yeah, but they are, I have to mention, they have many offices abroad. For Western Africa, currently, the office of the Chamber of Commerce, WKO, is based in Lagos, but Barbara Leninger is also very pleased and assist as well and connect if you're interested. So it's Lagos, this Trade Commission for Eastern Africa, it's Kenya and South Africa as well. So they cover all this region. They make trade commissions as well, but there are offices in Asia, in Latin America, and everywhere in Europe as well. If you are based in Austria and plan, I want to target the German market, then you reach out to the office in Munich, and then you can target Munich, or to Ireland, to Dublin, to target Ireland, and they help you because as soon as you incorporate it, you become member of this Chamber of Commerce, and you can use all these offices abroad as well to doing trade shows, delegations, etc., free during your participation.
No, that's great. I know one challenge a lot of people in Ghana have. We're an English-speaking country, so I know we like going to the UK, the US, or Holland, because in Holland they speak a lot of English. How is the English levels like in Austria? How easy or hard would it be for Guineans to enter there and speak?
Yeah, especially if you're going to Vienna or Graz or Salzburg, I guess most people are dealing business, so it's sufficient in the beginning to do with English. Everybody will understand you. Obviously, if you're going for a road trip on the countryside, somewhere in the mountains, perhaps they speak just Tyrolean or Styrian. It could be. And even if you go to Vorarlberg, I have my difficulties to understand them in dialect, as Isaac can know as well. But normally in the big cities like Innsbruck, there's a lot of tourism, and due to tourism, a lot of international tourists are there, and also a lot of businesses. Everybody is used to speak English. So in the beginning, English is sufficient to deal everywhere in the European Union, even to Italy, to Germany. So English is most important. So this is not a big issue, especially in the beginning. Later on, it could be that you hire a business developer, but it is not necessary for the beginning. So English is sufficient as well. Regarding the funding applications, can be done in English as well, not only in German, but as well, if you want then to live and work in Austria, obviously you have to learn a little bit German to get the B2 level. It's also possible, as Isaac know, if you have B2, you get after 5 years the permanent residency EU, then you can work and live everywhere in the EU, and to get the Austrian citizenship as you did, Isaac.
And in terms of funding, can we just talk about the funding again? Because I know a lot of people are looking for access to capital. What does that look like?
Yeah, what does it look like? We also can connect you with VCs. There are a lot of VCs as well. There's one special VC fund. It's one of the largest in Austria. This VC fund, for example, is called dealing as well with deep tech companies, for example. And if you are interested, I can also connect you with Speed Invest, but therefore you should have already not in the early stage, but in the later stage, and really want to scale up, then I can connect you with Speed Invest as well. They are sitting everywhere and scouting for international startups, even in London. One is sitting in London, the other one is sitting in Amsterdam, and even in Germany. So this is one of the largest one, but there are much more others as well in different fields.
Yeah, just for the Ghanaians, Speed Invest were one of the investors into Oze, which is one of our leading fintech companies in Ghana. They invested, I think, 3 to 4 years ago. We've also had different Ghanaian startups go to Startup Wise Guys, which is also sitting here in Vienna. So we've had different investments and ties with Austria in that regard as well. So yeah, there's lots of investors there. I believe Speed Invest raised $320 million in one of their funds. So there's a very liquid VC that are looking for lots of great deals to come through.
Yeah, but I have to mention, Isaac, as we have this bottle here, and I mentioned Red Bull. Red Bull set up this year as well, Red Bull Ventures. They are investing as well in different fields of startups, I guess, worldwide.
That's amazing. I mean, we all know Red Bull, so I think like the secret is like a lot of great things that come from Austria, which is just very quiet. We're using them like Red Bull, just not knowing that they're Red Bull. I've been seeing comments that people are using Bitpanda, thinking it's an American or Dubai-based company.
No, it's originally from Austria. Obviously, they got investment from the United States, but Bitpanda is one of our unicorns, I would say.
Yeah. And Go Student, you mentioned, I think, what, 7 unicorns in Austria? Or?
Yeah, we have 7 unicorns. I guess the largest one is Bitpanda, which got the US acquisition. Then it's Go Student. Then Bitmoving. This is a travel platform. Then we had as well regarding Runtastic. It was also an Austrian unicorn, but acquired by Adidas, by the German shoe brand already.
Yeah.
And yeah, there are many, but also, as I mentioned, like Bybit, these international players, they're also setting up this presence here in Vienna, and much more to come. And also this Blue Chip conference, it's next week in Vienna. And 2 weeks ago in November, there's the Vienna FinTech Week as well. So FinTech, blockchain, and especially cryptocurrency. There has Austria the only advantage currently regarding this regulation called MICR, which is the only country within European Union which allows the trading with cryptocurrency and gives the permission, because the others are far behind. And that's why this is one reason why Bybit and KuCoin and much more others set up the presence here to target all European member states. And
I mean, I know there are a lot of blockchain and crypto builders in Ghana, so maybe just quickly looking at that. So I know when they think of expansion, they think Singapore, Dubai, Malta.
Yeah, you see, Bybit is headquartered in Dubai, but they set a European presence here because the main argument is the regulation on one hand, and also regarding the customers and clients, because within Europe, generally you have 700 million customers and clients, and they told us they are dealing more with cryptocurrency, the Europeans, as the United States, as the Americans, for example. This is the reason. And the Asians, in China, it's not very common to deal in cryptocurrency. The only hub is Singapore. There are also events like the token and others, but not in China so much. So Europe is a larger market. This is the reason as well for KuCoin.
No, that's amazing. So for being in the heart of Europe and Austria, access to 700 million customers, and as you mentioned, the best regulations and supportive regulations from the government for you to be there. Yeah,
there are different ones. As mentioned as well, there are soft factors as it's safe, stable, even for private reasons to go there. A great public transport system, because in Vienna you don't need a car. You go by underground or via tram or bus, and you don't need the car. So you are quick to every location. Even the train system, it's better than in Germany, never too late, and very, so Austrians use a lot of many public transport system.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit on the soft factors, just to end off. Like, what are some of the soft factors in Vienna? I mean, I know that that's why I keep coming back and I love it here, but for people who have never been to Vienna.
What you to mention, we have delicious food as mentioned. We have this also on my first slide, this Sacher cake. It's a special chocolate cake with marmalade inside. You should try if you're here. Vienna is famous for the fried veal cutlet. We call it schnitzel with potato salad. You can always trust. What Vienna also hosts annually is the Africa Tage, the Africa Days at the Danube Island. It's also a great event where you can also have recently a business lounge to connect. This is also one thing. And what is Vienna more? Or Austria more? Yeah, we have different landscape. We have from mountains with snow, with lakes, a lot of woods. It's green. It can be hot. It can be snow as well. It depends on the temperature, but it's a normal weather. So it's not so cold if you go to Sweden or to the Baltics where you have -20, but it's not so warm if you are in southern Spain and have still in winter nearly 20 degrees. So, but it's moderate. And Austria has always this gateway function. And the good point is it's located in the heart of Europe, so in the center.
Literally in the heart, as you mentioned, below Germany, above Italy. I think people know those countries right in the middle of that. Within 3-4 hours from Vienna, you can be in different capitals: Budapest, Bratislava, Prague, Ljubljana in Slovenia. Yeah,
so you can easily reach also in 5 hours by train. You are in Munich. In 4 hours via car or train, you are in Italy. 4 hours Slovenia, Hungary. 2 hours by train. 1 hour Bratislava. 3 hours Prague, so you're quick everywhere, and there are a lot of flights which are going. If you can't go directly, you go to Dubai and then you can target, but there are many international flights everywhere. So this is not
that's true. Also with Ethiopian Airlines, giving you access to Africa. And then so Austria is Schengen. So what does that mean as a Schengen country?
Yeah, Schengen is not a typically European Union thing, Isaac, as you know. It's the European Union. There are 2 points. It's the same as some countries applied for the euro, this currency. Africa hopefully get one with the afro in the future.
Yeah.
But it's one common. But these are bilateral agreements. It's not every country has the euro. But Austria has the euro. It is the same currency. So if you go to Germany, to Italy, to Slovenia, to Slovakia, you don't have to change. In Hungary, they still have other currency. Bulgaria is implementing the euro next year, so it also makes it easier. And Schengen is a small village in the Netherlands, but there was signed a contract. And this means if you, as EU country, join Schengen, but not only EU, because Switzerland is not part of the European Union and Norway too joined Schengen. Just to mention, this is a separate treaty under the umbrella of EU, but not really EU. But it means there are no travel restrictions. There are the freedoms, for example, freedom of living, freedom of travel, freedom of working, that you can go to the country without showing your passport. As well, if you fly.
Without showing your passport. So you arrive in Vienna and go to Berlin.
Yeah.
No.
Exactly. So I go to Budapest or to Italy and they don't do a border control. The same is if you're traveling and you're going, take the plane to Berlin. It takes you 1 hour. You don't need to show there if you enter Berlin not and if you left Berlin not that you come here to Austria. So within the European Union and all Schengen members, it's easy to travel by car, train, or even by plane.
That's amazing.
The only thing is what you have to do, as you mentioned from Ghana, you have to show for the first time if you enter the European Union, but it's for everybody the same. You have to do this travel registration as a third country, but even from Latin America, you have to do this via Spain, for example.
Yeah. I'm just reading some of the comments. One person called Mauli, who's from Grow For Me, one of the leading agri-techs in Ghana. They came to Austria last year for the Kofi Annan Innovation Prize. And he's saying one of the great things about Vienna is the Prater, our big entertainment center. Yeah. So he's adding to your list.
Mention, Isaac, the Prater, the entertainment, it's the oldest one in Europe. And the giant wheel, not like in UK as they build a new one, is also the oldest one in Europe. Because there are pictures from 1900 and there was still the Prater and still the giant wheel. And even some trams, but now they are modernized, but the inner ring, if you're in Vienna, there's a circle and Isaac, no, if you're going around, this also was built and all structures 1900. So it's quite old, but you have in Vienna this, it's a diverse. On one hand, you have these old traditions, over 200 years old, or the St. Stephen Cathedral, which is in the center of Vienna. It's from the 12th century, for example. But you have also these modern buildings. If you're going, Isaac, if you're going straight to the Danube, you have the DC towers, the PVC towers, the ARS towers. You have these modern skyscrapers, this modern landscape, and completely also we have mentioned biotech. What I mentioned, we have also a biotech center in St. Mark's and also a huge modern infrastructure. So you have both. You have on the one hand these traditional things, and you have also on the other hand this really modern lifestyle and also this new feeling like in Dubai or in other metropolis.
Yeah, no, it's really great. And I mean, there's so much to talk about Vienna, the castles, the Hofburg, the Schönbrunn. I think it's also one of the oldest zoos in Europe.
It's one of the oldest zoos in Europe, and the Castle Schönbrunn is also one of the oldest castles in Europe. So you have all. Vienna is very diverse. Even you have mountains in the north, or it's more hilly. Next Kahlenberg, there are also wineries. You have the largest river the largest river, like the Nile, is flowing through Africa. It's the Danube. It's flowing from Germany to Romania to the Black Sea. It's also the largest river, or I would say stream within Europe, the Danube. It's also a trading route, but also a tourism route. This is also based in Vienna. And Austria generally, it's flowing through whole Austria. But Vienna is diverse. Also, one soccer player which is playing at Real Madrid currently, but soon as well, is also Austrian, but with Ghanaian heritage. David Alaba, also to mention. Perhaps you know, or you will know Isaac, but perhaps some Ghanaian know as well if they're watching football in the Champions League.
Exactly. And then, I mean, just mention as well, Sound of Music. A lot of people from outside of Austria know
Sound
this,
of Music, I know.
classic
This is especially in the Salzburg region, and even if the Americans don't know Austria in general, they know the Sound of Music. There is still a tour of Sound of Music where we are buses and can make the Sound of Music tours. By the way, Isaac, this is the region where I come originally from. It's next to Fuschl. It's St. Gilgen on the Lake Wolfgang, and this is the Sound of Music tour. But there are still buses who used it. Also go to Hallstatt. This is the mountain and lake region especially. But also Mozart is here. A lot of huge composers like Mozart, Beethoven have lived here in Austria, in Salzburg, and Beethoven just in Vienna. And also, if you know the waltz, this dance, this comes originally from Austria, from Josef Strauss. The Vienna waltz it was a major dance in the last century.
Yeah. I think also, just to end as well, I mean, Austria and Ghana, they didn't have colonial history, but we have a lot of ties.
No, we haven't. The good point is here to mention, Austria was in the past until 1980 empire, but it was a regional empire together with Hungary and other countries, but it never had colonies like the Netherlands, Germany, France, especially the British Empire, which was huge, or the Spanish Empire. So Austria was always a regional power in the past, but it never has colonies in the past.
Yeah. But now we're having great ties also in other things, we're having tech and business, also in the creative sector. Bafor, one of the great Ghanaian painters, studied in Austria and had a huge exhibition in January at the Unteres Belvedere. Mm-hmm. And just recently, I think it's still ongoing, Ibrahim Hammer has his exhibition in Kunsthalle in the Museums Quarter, which is this great place with 3-4 major museums all in one place. And there's this huge exhibition still ongoing. The Buki Foundation in Accra, Ghana was built by an Austrian architect. We've had other Austrians come to Burj Gallery in Laboni. So we're having lots of different ties going back and forth. They may be smaller, more under the radar, but they really exist, these ties between Austria and Ghana. And excited to see how we get more of these ties in the tech, the AI, the blockchain, computing, quantum, biotech space. Jakob, thank you so much.
Thank you, Isaac. Thank you as well for organizing everything. Much appreciated. Thank you as well, all the participants. And I will forward you later on or in the next days this presentation, and also perhaps I will add this Vienna Startup Package for application. If you are a startup and plan to scale up, have already a product and plan to launch this product and explore, especially Vienna as a business destination, I would recommend to register at the Vienna Startup Package. It's a good opportunity, and all startups I know who participated, they could easily set up here, get access, and it was and the costs were covered. Also the business trip visa, and this could be a good opportunity.
That's amazing. So we've been talking with Jakob. The slides we shared. So make sure if you hadn't registered for the event to drop me a line or the Innovation Spark or myself personally to get to your email so we can forward the slides to you so you can see all the advantages you can get. Jakob and his team at the Austrian Business Agency are standing by to hear from you, to assist you in seeing how you can enter into Austria, to give you an advantage to conquer Europe, get access to 700 million customers across the EU, to also see what you can get in terms of funding, support from the Austrian government, tap into research that's happening here, or the patents, or the know-how, support from these unicorns that are in Austria, also anything also with visa and job. The Austrian Business Agency is there to assist you. So please make sure you check in. Before we close, I just want to say a big thank you to the partners. This was done in partnership with Tech Connect. We had Papa Adkirst come on, where the IoT Network Hub, the community of the future, the Ghana Payment and FinTech Association, the Association of Ghana Startups, and of course, the Blockchain Builders Association of Ghana. Thank you all very much for joining. Thank you, Jakob, for the time. I know you're very excited, and we'll take it from there. I'm sure you've written some emails. I know my phone is already buzzing with people saying, please write my letter of recommendation. So we'll be having some Ghanaian companies set up in Ghana and Ghanaian companies set up in Austria very soon.
Okay.
Thank you all. And yeah.
Thank you all. Have a great afternoon.
Okay, and just a reminder, this has been recorded, so if you need, you can come back and watch. But of course, share your details, and then we can also play this for you. Okay, thank you. Bye.